Hello, my name is Isaac Pitman, and on the Needs Assessment and Strategic Goal Setting assignment, I decided to evaluate my school district, Oxnard Union High School District. Through evaluating, I'm using the data pulled from the Youth Truth Survey, a survey given to parents, students, and staff members. I was able to identify some of the two key greatest needs for our school district. The first need is that people think that we need to improve our education, giving students a higher rigor of education, preparing them for post-high school life. The second area of need is fostering student relationships with staff members and giving students a sense of belonging on campus. After evaluating these two areas of needs, I created a needs assessment survey focused on getting feedback from my students, staff members, and families, as well as the board members. I apologize, as well as the board members, on how we could improve our education, creating higher level education as a school district, as well as strategies to fostering better relationships on campus. A strategy that can help leaders with the validity and reliability of this survey's data is being honest. The first thing I'll say is honesty. As giving this data, you want to be honest of why this data is being given and why this survey is being given. So in my survey, the first thing I talk about is how and why are this survey is being distributed. How? It's because I looked at the Youth Truth data, saw that these are the two big areas of need. And why is so that I could achieve a goal of improving these two areas of need by the next Youth Truth survey cycle. That's the big reason, being honest with the people surveying it. Because when you're honest with them, they can start to realize that the survey is not meant to attack one group over the other. It's not targeting anyone. It's just a survey to better the school district as a whole. So honesty with why the survey and how the survey is being distributed is really important to make sure that you get valid and reliable results. Another reason that could help make sure that you're getting valid and reliable results is the timing of this survey being distributed. I talked to fellow teachers on my site and administrators, and it's the thing they mentioned to me a lot when I was asking about this survey was it's all about the timing. Because if you give this survey at the end of towards the end of the break, towards Christmas time, and teachers are burned out, students are burned out, families are burned out, you're going to get some very biased and bitter responses because everybody's just tired at that time of the year. But if you give the survey at a time like now in September, where teachers are in the flow of things and students are getting into the flow and admins in the flow, you might pull better results on not only the issues at hand, but more positive and holistic responses when it comes to the possible solutions from either the family members, the students, the staff, or the board members on how we can improve our quality of education, as well as ways to foster relationships. This is really important to consider when we're doing a needs assessment because when we evaluate these needs assessments and we're getting feedback, we want to make sure our feedback is authentic as authentic as can be as we decide to make our next steps. Leaders can determine if they have enough data by either one strategy that I might take is comparing it to the total amount of people surveyed, hitting a quota, a quantitative measure, seeing if we reach like 35% of students, or if we have a need that is the same need being expressed by 35% of people being surveyed. Um, I think that's a really big action step. I think evaluating how many people are saying the same thing and how many people are giving us a similar advice could lead us to a positive action step. I think that's a really big important strategic goal is seeing what's being said and then how many people are saying the same thing. That could really lead to us as leaders being taking those next steps. Now, what are the next steps in this after this needs assessment? Well, again, achieving the goal of creating higher education and more rigors in education, the next steps would be meeting with the board members as an educational leader and talking about what possible new curriculum we could offer, whether that's a new course, looking into new textbooks, new materials, new learning platform, educational platform, new educational tools, whether that's educational support or added educational questions. Looking into data on how many students are testing at AP testing or IB testing. And so those are some of the things that we could start to evaluate the next steps and seeing how we could implement new strategies, but also identify some of the strategies that are working right now. If I looked at the school district and I talked to my fellow admin members, we have some things that are really rigorous at our school and at Rio Mesa. And so some of those positives that are going on at my school site as well as other school sites can be highlighted and spread out amongst the school district. When it comes to fostering positive relationships, we want to make sure that we are really focusing on PBIS, positive behavior intervention strategies. We as a school district started to roll out PBIS last year, but from this youth truth survey, we could see that we still need some improvement. And so one of the next steps is, as an educational leader, we could begin to talk to our staff members and our teachers with simple, tangible steps. Greeting our students at the door at the morning, giving them either a fist bump, a high five, asking them how their day is going, having two positive feedbacks to one negative feedback when it comes to behavior misconduct, either in the classroom or in the halls. And so having building those important relationships and giving our staff members the tools to build these relationships, because a lot of times I think we assume people know how to make good relationships with students. I think we as educational leaders need to have an action plan from PBIS that could help give students and give staff members ways to interact with each other in a positive manner to make sure not only the students feel like they belong on campus, but also our staff members. So I think these are some of the ways that are the next steps for our school district to improve off the Youth Truth Survey. And I believe after talking to my admin team and fellow teachers, we could take this assessment from this class and actually use it in my school district and at my site in the coming months so that we can help better the overall culture and campus at Rio Mesa High School and Oxnard Union High School District. Thank you for listening.